Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news. Tonight's game, a Thursday night football showdown between the Green Bay Packers and the Washington Commanders, is already shaping up to be one of those games fans will remember, but not necessarily for the reasons we hoped. Right from the start, there was a sense of tension, a feeling that something big was going to happen, and unfortunately, that feeling was confirmed early on with the injury to Jayden Reed, one of the Packers' promising young receivers. Reed, who had been showing flashes of his potential this season, left the field in the first quarter after a play that looked pretty serious. It's never easy to see a player go down like that, especially someone as dynamic as Reed, who's been making plays and earning trust from quarterback Jordan Love. Now, let's break down what happened exactly. The Packers had just driven down the field in what looked like a promising drive. Jordan Love, as usual, was on point, threading a beautiful pass to Reed, who caught it beautifully and was heading toward the end zone when disaster struck. On the play, Reed was tackled through the end zone, and he landed with all his weight on his right shoulder. That's the shoulder he had dislocated and torn his labrum earlier this year back in January. That injury was a tough blow at the time, but Reed managed to avoid surgery, which was a big relief for the Packers and their medical staff. Still, this new incident has many fans and analysts worried because it's the same shoulder, and the pain Reed was in after the play was obvious. He stayed down for a few minutes, grimacing, before slowly getting up and jogging off the field to a cheer from the Packers faithful. From the initial reports, the concern is about an AC plus labral injury, which is very serious. Remember, Reed's prior injury involved a dislocation and tear, but he didn't need surgery back then. Now, with this re-injury, questions are swirling about his recovery timeline and whether he'll be able to return this season. It's a tough situation because Reed has shown he has the speed and hands to be a real difference maker for Green Bay, especially in a season where Jordan Love has been developing nicely as the Packers' starting quarterback. Reed's chemistry with Love has been growing, and losing him, even temporarily, could be a big blow to the offense's rhythm. This injury also raises concerns about the depth of the Packers' receiving core. Xavier Worthy has been a player to watch this season, and while Reed's absence is a setback, it's a reminder of how important it is for other receivers to step up. Green Bay's offense has shown flashes of brilliance, with Jordan Love distributing the ball effectively, but they need their playmakers healthy. Reed's injury comes at a crucial time, as the Packers are trying to establish consistency and build momentum in a tough NFC North division. The division has been fiercely competitive this year, with teams like the Detroit Lions and Minnesota Vikings showing their strength, so every game, every injury, and every play counts even more. Now, speaking of Jordan Love, he's been under a lot of scrutiny this season. The young quarterback has had his ups and downs, but overall, he's shown resilience and promise. He's been working with what he's got, and tonight, he desperately needs his top pass catchers to be available and healthy. Reed was emerging as one of those key targets, especially in the red zone, where his speed and route running could be game changers. With Reed sidelined, Love will have to find other options, but it's clear that losing Reed is a blow to the team's offensive dynamics. Meanwhile, the game itself remains tied at 0-0, with the Packers driving deep into the red zone in the closing minutes of the first quarter. The atmosphere is tense, and fans are holding their breath. The Commanders' defense is known for being solid, so this is a critical moment for Green Bay to capitalize and get on the board. But all eyes are on Reed, who's now questionable and headed to the locker room. The medical staff is evaluating him, and the Packers will be hoping for good news, maybe just a strain or a minor injury, but given the circumstances, everyone's on edge. This injury is not just a temporary setback. It could influence the Packers' season trajectory. If Reed's injury turns out to be serious, it raises questions about how well the team can adapt without their emerging star. The coaching staff will have to make adjustments, possibly involving other receivers like Christian Watson or rookie Xavier Worthy, who has shown flashes of his potential. But let's be honest, Reed's explosiveness and chemistry with Jordan Love are hard to replace overnight, and that's what makes this situation so concerning yet intriguing. Looking at the bigger picture, Green Bay's season has been one of growth and resilience. The team has been working hard to solidify their offense, improve their defense, and find consistency. The addition of Jordan Love as the starting QB has been a story of hope and rebuilding, with many fans optimistic about the future. But injuries are part of the game, and they can define the season either as a setback or as a challenge for the team to overcome. The Packers have faced adversity before, and if history tells us anything, they have a way of rallying, especially under the leadership of head coach Matt LaFleur and a locker room filled with experienced players who know what it takes to fight through tough times. Reed's injury tonight is a reminder of how fragile momentum can be, but also how resilient this team is. The coaching staff will be monitoring his condition closely, and fans will be anxiously awaiting updates. If Reed can recover quickly, maybe he'll return in time for some crucial late-season matchups, which could be pivotal for their playoff hopes. But in the meantime, it's a test of depth, resilience, and mentality for the Packers. Players like Christian Watson, Romeo Doubs, and even newcomers will need to step up and fill the void left by Reed. This is a moment that could define the season for Green Bay. Will they rise to the occasion, or will this injury set them back at a critical juncture? And let's not forget about the division race. The NFC North is fiercely competitive, and every game counts even more now. The Packers need to stay healthy, stay focused, and keep grinding. The upcoming weeks will be crucial for Jordan Love to continue developing chemistry with his other targets, and for the coaching staff to fine-tune their game plan. Reed's injury might be a setback, but it's also an opportunity for others to step up and show what they're made of. The Packers have a rich history of overcoming adversity, and this season might be no different. So, as the game continues and the first quarter comes to an end, fans are holding their breath, hoping that Reed's injury isn't serious and that he can get back on the field soon. Green Bay's offense has the potential to be explosive, but they need everyone healthy, especially their key playmakers. The NFC North is watching closely because a division rival could stumble, and the Packers might seize that opportunity if they can stay healthy and consistent. This team has shown resilience, and even in moments like these, they remind us why we love them, their grit, their fight, and their unwavering dedication to the green and gold. Now, as we look ahead, the focus shifts to how the Packers will respond in the coming weeks. Will they find new ways to adapt without Reed? Can Jordan Love maintain his confidence and keep distributing the ball effectively? And most importantly, how serious is this injury? These questions will be answered in the days to come, but one thing is clear: the Packers are in a battle, and they're not backing down. This season is shaping up to be one of the most exciting, unpredictable, and thrilling chapters in Green Bay's storied history. Fans, stay tuned because there's much more to come, and I promise you, the Green Bay Packers are far from done. They're fighters, and this adversity might just be the spark they need to push even further, aiming for that ultimate goal: another Super Bowl appearance. Remember, football is a game of resilience, and if there's one thing we know about Green Bay, it's that they never give up, no matter how tough the road gets. So keep the faith, stay loud, and let's see how this story unfolds in the coming weeks. The journey is far from over, and the Packers are still very much in the hunt.